All right, everybody. A good Sunday afternoon. Starting to fade with the snowfall. More about just a cold rain and the very trailing edge of this line of precipitation. That's what's giving us some of those brief snow showers that transition over. I hope you all have enjoyed the snow. And good Sunday afternoon. Meteorologist Alex Carter with you here in the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center. And we are tracking the last of this, which is now starting to taper off. So if you're just joining us, again, most of the action still now moving off to the east at this point, and a lot of this transitioning back over to a rain as temperatures are starting to get a little bit warmer once again here in the CSRA. So again, there we go. And tracking temperatures now, still, we're going to start to warm up a good bit. And we're going to show you everything you need to know for the rest of the day, all that good stuff. I'm going to put satellite on here because I think that's a key part to the forecast for the remainder of this. Clearing line is back near Lake Oconee. Lake Oconee still with the clouds, not for long. Covington, Georgia, seeing some sunshine. Conyers, Georgia, and on into the Atlanta metro. These are the places that will be sunny for now. For us, it's going to take until about 2 to 3 o'clock for the sun to start to pop out. When it does, we get a brief melting period, and then whatever doesn't melt is going to refreeze overnight tonight, and that's going to lead to some slick roadways early tomorrow morning. So temperatures just above freezing, just above that threshold for where you need them. Some spots right at freezing, such as Swainsboro right now, Washington at 33, 36 in Thompson, 36 in Augusta, 36 in Aiken. Areas that have been warmer all day long are Barnwell, Bamberg, Allendale, Sylvania, and these spots are the ones, quite frankly, where we're going to see little to nothing. Just a few flakes flying from the sky. Augusta, Evans, Martinez, North Augusta, hardly any accumulations today. And you look at where the accumulations have happened so far today. Just slightly in Edgefield and McCormick counties. The real noticeable snow depth happened across parts of Wilkes, Tolliver, Warren, Glasscock, and Jefferson counties today. And the further east you go, the less you got. Those accumulations hardly measurable in some parts of the CSRA, but you really notice where most of that has come to fruition. And they have updated it. That's good. I'm glad they did that because it was not very accurate earlier. The snow depth model in our software was a little bit off at first, so I took the scale off. Now we can put that scale back on the legend and show you that. There we go. So there you have it, and there's some of the snow totals across the CSRA. The registerable amounts. Again, dusting is not going to be on here, but anything right at about an inch and slightly above, that's going to be on here. And we did see some of that closer to Clarks Hill Lake area, Modoc, up near Plum Branch, along Highway 378. And then western Edgefield County got some measurable totals. And then you see about 1 to 1.5 inches there in pockets of Wilkes, Tolliver, Warren, and closer to Glasscock and Jefferson counties. These are the spots where we did get some measurable snowfall today. Rennes, you also did as well. Most of Jefferson County did. Again, there's some margin for error in this map, but still goes to show you we have seen some measurable snowfall today, and this is where we're looking to see some potential black ice developing tonight. So road travel, again, these are the places here that we're watching out for that. So anywhere from Washington down to Wadley. Again, this is the spots where we saw the most snowfall. This is where we're going to see a good period of melting, but it's not all going to go away. So some black ice is possible tonight into early Monday morning. I want to put that on your radar because we are anticipating at least some travel issues in these spots. Everything else is going to melt away today because of temperatures that are so warm. And most of this, again, just a cold rain. So nothing too crazy there. Now, most of this is done with. Most of the snow threat is done with for the remainder of today. I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. But again, if we're going to see any periods of black ice, these are the spots that have the highest likelihood for it. Wilkes County, Tolliver County, Warren County, Jefferson County, Glasscock County, McDuffie County. Those are the counties that we're watching for some potential travel issues for tonight and for early tomorrow morning. So that's where we're at. And again, this is what we were wanting you to be weather aware for in the first place, was maybe that brief rain-snow mix that was just going to bring some of that slushy snow, but it wasn't for many spots. Again, the Augusta Metro, we have not seen any accumulations. We have seen the snow. We just haven't had it piling up like we have out to the west. But again, a few slick spots tonight and Monday morning, and here's kind of a closer look at that timeline and what we can expect. So there it is from now to 2 p.m. Again, the rain-snow mix continues, mostly going to be a cold rain for the rest of the way, as you saw on the latest radar trends there. This afternoon, the sun's going to pop out. That's going to take until about 2 to 3, so we still got a little bit until that gets here. But when it does, we'll have about 2 to 3 hours of the melting process to take place. Then we get to the overnight, and tonight, this evening, and Monday morning, and a few slick spots are expected because of, simply put, I mean, we're going to have some lingering snowfall, some lingering wet spots, and that's going to lead to black ice, especially in the areas that we just touched on a moment ago. Here's how that looks the rest of the day. That rain-snow mix mainly going to be south of I-20 over the next 30 minutes to an hour, and then it's just going to eventually fizzle out and turn to a cold rain the rest of the way. You notice not a whole lot of snow potential on the back end of that system. This is at 140. Look at the places that have the sun out. And let's go and backtrack this. I think the sun's going to pop out in the places that got the most snow at about 1 o'clock, which is great. We need that to happen. We need the sun to pop out, melt all this out, and so we don't have travel issues tonight or tomorrow morning. Then we get to about 2 to 3 o'clock. Most of the rest of the area seeing sunshine. So second half of the day shaping up nicely. I am not anticipating widespread travel issues. Most of us have not seen hardly anything for today. As for that 7-day forecast, forecaster Torrey Smith's going to have the latest on that this evening. But again, we have had some nice viewer footage. Putting a bow on this entire event, it's been fun to track it. It's been fun to see some of the snow coming in today. And we have had some awesome footage coming in from the areas that we've really touched on, which is Jefferson County, Wilkes County, Glasscock County. We've seen a lot of that. And this is sent in from Brooke Meeks in Louisville, Georgia. See all that snow coming down, snow piling up on the porch railings there. And then let's take it to Rennes, Georgia from William Springfield. See just enough to start collecting on top of the truck, start collecting on top of the grass there. Not much of a coating, but it is a little bit of a coating, and every little bit helps. And notice how it's not sticking to the road, it's sticking to the ground, and that's what we like to see, and the sun's going to dry up anything else. Here's another video. This is from Joseph Birch in Wilkes County, and really good shots there of all that big fluffy snow, big flakes with this go around, the warm air helping some of that as well. And again, most of this is going to be melting this afternoon. And what doesn't melt will refreeze over, no major problems. And then we're going to have some black ice in just a few areas on Monday morning. But again, the last of this is moving out this afternoon. And by the time we get to 3, 4 o'clock, it's just sunny, cold, but above freezing. And so we're going to melt a lot of this out of the way. Going into next week, we've heard a lot, you've heard a lot of rumors maybe on social media of a potential setup for what's going to be some wintry weather. I think we're at least going to get rain next weekend. So we'll go ahead and talk about that for a second, just so we can kind of get that out of the way. Yes, we are going to see some rain more than likely next weekend. That's what's trending right now. Are we going to see wintry weather out of that? It's TBD. I don't think that's going to be the case, but again, 7 days out this time of year, very difficult to get a read on the forecast. Once you get the 3 to 5 day range, that's when we really can start to at least get a good idea of the pattern that's transpiring. But that's the latest here from the Fox 54 Weather Center. And again, we're going to keep you posted with all those updates. I'm going to leave you with a few things before we get off of here. We're going to be cutting into programming on Fox 54 News, or we're going to be cutting into programming on Fox 54 at about 1 o'clock here. And let's go ahead and show you this. So Now through Monday morning, areas in Jefferson, Glasscock, McDuffie, Warren, Wilkes, and Tolliver counties. These are the areas where black ice is going to be the most prominent as we head into the nighttime hours and early tomorrow morning. That's because the snow that's developing, or that has pushed through, well, I mean, simply put, there's some of it that might not melt out of just right off the bat, if you will, for this afternoon. I think some of it is still going to be around. So some black ice possible in these areas, not much elsewhere. And so the good news there is that this is limited travel impacts. Most of us, it's just going to be a nice, sunny Sunday afternoon here in just about a couple hours. And then we're going to be good to go for the remainder of the day. So that's the latest updates from the Fox 34 Digital Weather Center. Thank you guys for joining us and trusting our coverage today. Thankfully, no widespread travel issues, but we did get to see some beautiful snow falling from the sky, even though in most spots it did not stick. Have a great rest of your day. Forecaster Tori Smith's going to have the latest updates coming up on Fox 34 News at 10 tonight. So make sure to join us there, and we'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your weekend.